I couldn't help it. I know I put the lobby to sleep with that chill lo-fi beat with the piano. Then I come in, horns blazing, trumpets blaring. Listen, Listen, you filthy animals, it's 4 hours till midnight, which means that from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Smash that like button.
This is Sparta!
Do it for me. Do it for me. I've been slaving away all week long, bringing you guys videos, trying to come out with the good content. The good news is the review table is almost clear, which means no, stop. Which means that I might finally be able to get to a point where I could just make just one Steel Snobs episode. It's hard. It's hard because when I get every time I get close, I'm like, ooh, here's another 10 knives that you really want to check out, right? Don't feel bad for me. It's a good problem to have. When I've got so much review content that I really want to make, but it's long overdue. I miss Steel Snobs content. I miss content that's not another knife review. I've been busy. And it's taken a lot of turning down companies to get to a point where I actually have my review table isn't clear yet. Let's be clear on this. I've got content to make. I've got at least 1, 2, 3. I've got at least 4 more videos to make. But I am closer than I have been in an entire year to actually being able to sit down and focus on making what is, quite honestly, the flagship series of this channel. So many people have flocked to the channel because of the Steel Snobs content. But the hard part is that that's content that takes a lot of time to make. You know, a knife review can be as simple as set up a camera, top down shooting, talk about the specs, talk about your initial impressions, and you're done. Steel Snobs content isn't like that. I am not a metallurgist, which means that to have even an idea of what I'm talking about, I have to do research. And it's not good enough just to be able to tell people, well, this is what 14C is. No, I actually want to tell the story and get as much background as possible, because that's what makes it interesting. That's why Steel Snobs content is hard to make, because it's so time consuming and it's really easy to get blown off course. So Steel Snobs content is on the way soon, as long as nothing derails me. I'm in the middle of writing the next Steel Snobs episode, and I'm like, ooh, sharp and shiny. Let's go over. Let's go over here. Monologue aside, how's it going, everybody? Welcome in to another Saturday live stream. Welcome into Marco. Welcome into Vavelski, TC Blades, Bluetooth Blades, Henry G, Ground Fog, Doc Duck, B Shady. I'm scrolling. Steven Fletcher, Jim Miller, Cat Scratch, Louie. I'm running out of breath. Hold on. I'm trying to give everyone a standing ovation. Steven Fletcher, thank you for joining the membership once again. Welcome back, Steven Fletcher. Thank you so much for your channel membership. TC Blade says, I seriously been waiting since 8. My wife went on a mad cleaning spree because family called unexpected and said they'd be here tomorrow. Listen, if you ever need motivation to clean your house, just tell your family to schedule to randomly schedule visits. Nothing incentivizes deep cleaning one's house like an unexpected family visit, right? And just be like, you know what? Just tell me at random sometime that you're coming over on short notice, and then you're like 5 minutes before you're supposed to be here, just cancel. The house will be clean. I've done that. Been there, done that. Let's go. The Ponds. Welcome in the Ponds. Let's go drink water. Bobby Mills. Oh, hey man, welcome in. Hey man, good to see you, bro. Let's go. TC Blade says, I want to see a card trick tonight. I'm not good at card tricks. Like, I'm not. These hands are not super dexterous. You know, like, they're not like the ultimate sausage fingers, but you should see my handwriting. It's awful. It is awful. Welcome into C. Kobe. What's up, C. Kobe? Brown Sugar. Everyone's getting a standing ovation tonight. Greg McCutcheon, what's up? We're trying to make this exciting. Spartan, kick the like button for me, please. Please. He says, please, knife snob. I mean, steel snobs. Oh man. TC Blade says, I need your new address. I can keep you in the weeds. It's really easy for me to get lost in the weeds. It really is. Blind Woo Fury, shout out to you, sir. Says, this is Sparta.
This is Sparta!
Thank you for riding with the channel for the last 5 months. Welcome into Dale Lane. What's up, man? What's up, Ryan? Ian Coates. Ian. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Ian Coates. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Wow, did I actually get to the bottom? Wait. I missed some people. Jaeger EDC, what's up? If I missed you, I'm sorry. I went fast. I missed John Tagamori. John, what's up, man? Welcome in. Bobby Mills, I think I already said hi. We'll say hi again. What's up, dude? If I missed you, I missed you, and I'm sorry. We will not miss you the entire night, I promise. Ian Coates
This is Sparta!
says 11 months, that's 2 years, right? I mean, you know, it's close enough for government work. We could fudge it a little bit. You know, I think we can amnesty the last month. Why not? Yeah. Guys, I've been busy. Last video released a couple days ago was on the Remet 2 face. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Fantastic knife. Osho design, compound ground with it's got a really, really slicey grind. Like, in a very understated manner, I sliced cleanly through a paper towel with the factory edge on that Remet 2 face. Nobody mentioned it in the comments. I was surprised. Like, it's not easy to do on a factory edge. Factory edges are not generally good enough to do that. Fantastic knife. If you haven't seen the video, go watch the video. It's good stuff. Some of you guys, I had multiple people reach out and be like, did you delete the Only Spartans Discord? To which I said, no. I changed the logo. And people thought I deleted it. Guys, I'm doubling down on the Only Spartans Discord. I'm not getting rid of it. I just changed the logo. What did I change it to? You know what? I'll show you guys. Boom. Only Spartans. This is the Only Spartans logo. I really hope I don't get sued. I really don't want to get sued. But it's different enough, right? Yeah, so I changed the logo. Discord won't let me place this as a banner. I found that out after making this, which is too damn bad. But yeah, this is the new logo. It's just the O with the blue Spartan helm in it. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't worry about it. I've been playing around with the idea of doing some merch because I have never done true channel merch. I haven't. People have asked for hats. People have asked for shirts. People have asked for patches like 1 million times. But I wanted to do merch and connect it with something. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Some people would like access to the Only Spartans Discord, and they would like merch. What if, for example, I were to have a merch site where you could go and you could buy hats or whatever. And it, you know, like right now we'd start off with, you know, the Only Spartans theme. Okay. And let's say that you want a piece of merch and you want to join the Discord community, but you don't want to become a channel member. That's fine. What I could do is I could, of course, have people email me with like an invoice showing that they got a piece of merch, and I could respond with the invite link. And that way people could have both. They could get in on the fun. They could get their membership to the community, and they could also get a sweet piece of merch. People ask for hats all the time. If you can't tell, I wear one all the time. So what about that? Is that too bold? Am I going too far, or did I not go far enough? I need to order a sample because before I offer this to anybody, I want to actually make sure that it's a good quality, right? So I'm just throwing this out there. And you know what? We'll put it to a poll because you guys know how much I love polls. That one's going to bite me in the ass. Only Spartans hat? Yay or nay? Or nay, as in horse. All right, let me know. Yay, nay, or nay. Oh man, what a day! What a week! What a weekend! Let me know, guys. What do you think? Like, I look, if it's trash, just tell me it's trash. I can take critique. It's fine. But I thought it would be cool. I thought it'd be cool to connect it to the community and give people who buy a piece of merch, whether because they want it or they just want to support the channel, also the opportunity to email me a copy of their invoice, and I would, of course, respond with a Only Spartans Discord invite link. I think that'd be fun. Anyways, Ian says, I bought an Orion from Tri-State. Orion. Which one is that? Which knife is that? Which company makes that? TC Blade says that Remet was sick. Dude, I love it. The Remet Two-Face it's so good. And you know what? It's bold. It's bold. It's a bold design. Some people are going to look at it and be like, nah, I don't like dual grinds, don't like compound grinds. Totally fine. A lot of people were like, well, they weren't the first to do it. Like, listen, people come out with frame lock flipper tab knives all the time. Why is it all of a sudden Remet comes out with a knife and we're like, well, they're not the first? To the back of the bus. You heathen. How dare you not be the first? A lot of people. What really gets me is that a lot of people were like, well, Lion Steel did it first. Because they're talking about the removable flipper tab. And they're absolutely right. Lion Steel, they had the TRE, I believe the Spy Motto. You can, the Motto or the Spy Motto, I believe, also has a removable flipper tab. But you can't reposition it into a front flipper, is my point. I think there was one other knife that had it set up where you could remove it and change the position from a rear flipper to a front flipper. But there could only really be like maybe one other knife out there that does that. And when you have knives that are released en masse every single month, 12 months a year, if there's only one other out there that's comparable, then that's not really, that's not a lot. I don't know. People are weird. Sometimes people just like to find something to talk about. Anyways, welcome into Jacob Rose. Welcome into Ed. Ian says OF's lawyers are calling you in 3, 2, 1.
Epic fail.
Listen, if I get a cease and desist from OnlyFans, I will consider myself to have made it. Yeah, I will have considered myself to have made it if I get a cease and desist from them. That will have meant that I have touched the hearts and minds of many. Yep. The things we do to get attention, right? All right, I started a poll. I said, Only Spartans hat, yay, nay, or nay? 38% say yay, 38% say nay, and 23% are in the stable. I'll keep trying, man. That's a clear division right there. We'll leave it up. Why not? We're gonna get back to the chat. Ian says one of the A's in Spartan should be the lambda. You know, you might be onto something there. You might be onto something there. Ian says from the Spartan shield. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. For those who don't know, the lambda Spartan shield. This is what he's talking about. That's lambda. Most people got it. Some people are uneducated, and that's fine. That's what he meant. I agree. That's actually a really good idea. John Sagamori, thank you for riding with the channel for 9 months. He says yes for merch. Let's give each other a hard time. I'm here for it. I'm just on the sidelines. I'm watching you guys. Cicero says bedazzled codpiece. I don't know if I can have that made. Where would I go to have that made? And can I buy 2? Do I get a discount? Do I get a BOGO? Bluetooth says cryptic letters. There's an idea. Neil John says, why is my first thought a condoms logo? I have no idea. I mean, I have a toddler, so I might not be a good person to ask about condoms. Ian says, I want a hat that says I like rocks, so no one will get the joke. I mean, I think a lot of people would assume with an I like rocks hat that you're a fan of Dave Chappelle. That would be my guess. Dave Chappelle fan. Blind Blue says only Spartans thong banana hammock. The only Spartans banana hammock. I mean, listen, guys, I don't want to drive up birth rates, okay? You know, like let's settle down. Oh, okay, the concept Orion. Man, that one looks cool. I like the look of the concept Orion. And it says only Spartans Borat slingshot. That would be fantastic. I might need to find out where I can get those made. Who would buy those? But more importantly, would you wear it for your significant other? Would you? Welcome into Help with Gadgets. Ian says, we're 16 minutes in without a knife being shown. I mean, you're just lucky I haven't started showing off banana hammocks, really. You know, now I'm tempted. All right, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get into the Only Spartans Discord. We've been talking about it. Guys, this is the Only Spartans Discord. This is my small budding community of people who like knives and like to hang out and talk about knives. And we've got everything from the knife yard sale. We've got discount codes. We've got the Steel Snobs Knife Steel comparison sheet lives here. We share pocket checks on the daily. We hang out and chat. We share cool pics. We share sales whenever there's a cool sale going on or a knife that people are interested in drops. We all do our best to post that here. It's a cool little community, and I definitely want to grow this into something that's truly a standout. But I can't do it without you guys. So we're going to go ahead and see what the Only Spartans carried today. This starts off with, let's see. The first one today is from Nick T. Nick says Riot Sunday. He's got the TSF and the Iron X. And that really cool Hank. I actually really like the look of that Hank. That's a hell of a Hanks, right? Hell of a Hanks? They're the ones that do that Hank? Good looking Hank. Really good looking Hank. Man. And those Riots are sweet. Especially like this one right here. That's a sweet. Would you call that a worn foot or a sheep's cliff? That's flat. It's flat, but it also has the little bit of a rise right there, so it could be a sheep's cliff. There we go. Looks good. Vavelski. Ooh, he's got a trio of big brown bears. He's got the military 2 with the rock scale design. That's got to be the... That's not the critter scales, is it? It might be. It's the military 2, 15V, CPM 15V. He's got the Lynch Northwest modular titanium milled clip. And then he's got the Mettenboss scales on his Manix 2 in 15V with the Mettenboss clip. Always classy to go full Mettenboss. And then he's really flexing with a Para 3 in 15V in the RG Custom Metalworks contoured titanium scale set. Damn. Let's do the math real quick. On how much that would cost to do all of that, because I really want to do the math. Okay, military 2 in 15V. Those were what, like $225? Were those around? I want to say those were around like $200, $225 for just the 15V military 2. Add in another 70-ish. We'll call it 75 for the Lynch Northwest clip, since you got the feather milled on there. So now we're at around 300, and then what, 150 for the scales? Yeah, so that's close. I mean, you call in taxes, because taxes suck. That one alone is close to $500. Manix 2, let's say, I'm going to say that's somewhere in the realm, if you were to add all of that up together, that's about $1,500 in knives right there. Damn. Ugh. I love it, man. I love the Spydercos. Huge Spyderco fan. Grateful Dong, he's got a pair of American Blade Works. He's got the American Blade Works slip, and he's got the Model 2. Super classy. Super classy. Love that shot too. Nice shot, man. Bluetooth blades, he's got the Harpoon Spanto and S45VN, the Spartan Harsey Folder and S45VN, and the Herman Dragonfly MagnaCut 63 to 64. What? That's awesome. Freaking awesome. Every time I see a Herman these days, I'm like, the tariffs on that have got to suck. Stupid tariffs. That's fantastic, dude. Solid carry right there. I don't need the problem with trying to estimate what this carry costs is that with Hermans, you never know. Some of those Hermans cost like $2 or $3 grand. I'm willing to bet that this one is around $1,000, somewhere between $900 to $1,000. Spartan Harsey Folder, we're looking at what, $450, $425, $450? Unless that's the Damascus blade. I don't think that's the Damascus blade. So let's say $1,000, let's say $450, and then for the Harpoon Spanso, I'm assuming G10 show side. So that would be $425. So $425, $875. That's nearly $2,000 in one shot. Man, you guys make me feel good about my carry today. Like, apparently, so far, I have the least expensive carry today. I carried this guy, of course. The knife that needs no introduction, but I'll give it to you anyways. This is the boss. The MagnaCut drop point Noom's on. Yeah. Guys, sometimes you don't see this knife in my hand for like a month, and then it'll come back strong and it'll just live in the pocket. Absolutely love this knife. Drop point Noom's on. Are you kidding me? Love this knife. This is going back in my pocket because the day's not over. But it is kind of funny to me that I officially have the least expensive carry today. Ooh, Jim. Ooh, look at that shot on the water. Little overcast. Perfect for a shot though. I love taking photos when it's a little bit overcast because you get the really soft light and it brings out the fine details. Like you could see a beautiful reflection on that water. Love it. Love it. He's got that's the Ritter Hogue RSK. And then he always helps me out. Rosecraft Beaver Creek Barlow and the Rosecraft F3. Solid, man. Did you do some fishing today, Jim? More importantly, did you catch anything? What would you catch in that body of water? Would that be bass, trout, or catfish? I'm curious. Rebel Rouser, he's got the McNeese PM Mac 2, and that's the Vampire Jack, the Jack Wolf Vampire Jack. Very nice. Love it, man. I still need to get me a PM Mac 2. They're available. They are readily available. It's not the highest on my list, but it's also not the lowest on my list. It's right there in the middle. Ooh, here's a crowd pleaser. Doc Duck, he's got a blue anodized Craig Brown Cortex XL. You know how I feel about it. Love it, man. Especially that blue with the accents right there. That's gorgeous. Love it, man. He's also out there on the water. Look at that. Boats in the background. You dog. I want to be on the water. I'm landlocked. I'm here in the great state of Idaho. Landlocked. A B Devious. Ooh. Is that a skiff fugitive? I always get the skiff knives mixed up. Love it, man. It's so good looking. So good looking. 747 says, boring background Saturday bagged up. Oh, I'm not the only one that carried his on today. Look at that. You, sir, have good taste. He's got good taste. Drop point Zahn. Love it. Absolutely love it. Ooh, there we go. Got some action. We got some action. My man's ready. He's got the CRK Zahn and the MSR D4K and the SIG P365. Very nice. Talk about a solid carry. Absolutely. Gas station knives. Ooh. Is that a Vosti Chillin' Cutter on a paddle board? Why is everyone on the water but me? Damn it. I want to be on the water. Today, I was not on the water. That looks gorgeous, though. Look at that. He's got the Vosteed Nightshade. I called it the Chillin' Cutter. That's the blade shape. Don't come for me. It's the Vosteed Nightshade on the paddleboard. Gorgeous shot. Man, you guys are making me jealous. TC Blades, thank goodness. I am so glad I wasn't the only one not on the water today. But look at that carry. He's got the Poikilo Rhino, the Quiet Carry LCT, and the Herman Mantis. Oh my gosh. I still have one of the cheapest carries today. And in the background, I see that Strider with the double gunner grip. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, what is this? Snap. That is a bestech. A bestech what? Well, which bestech is that? Looks good, though. I don't know which bestech that is, but that looks good. Stephen Fletcher says, my modified MSI. Ooh, he's got the 30-year anniversary edition. Is that a reground blade or a reshaped blade? I think it might be. Looks good. I still need to get an MSI. I've been meaning to do that for a while. One Sneaky Bee's got the Pictus and the Kaiser Mini Harpoon Fixie. Look at that. The Gecko Pictus. Gecko Customs Pictus. People love the crap out of that knife. Looks great. Like that little fixie too. Ian joined the dark side. He's got the benchmade bug out. Is that S90V bug out with the carbon fiber handles? It doesn't say. Ian. Oh man. I never thought I'd see the day. Where's your Sebenza, Ian? Listen, I know there's inflation going on. I know times are tough. Bills are due. But there's no need. There's no need to sell your Sebenza, your Chris Reeve collection. Just sell your Benchmates. My wireless keyboard is dying, so I actually need to plug it in real quick. Hold on. We're gonna take some measures here. There we go. That's better. Had to plug that in. All right, I'm gonna catch up with the chat because I know I missed stuff. Let's do this. I know I missed stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and scroll up a little bit. Hey, shout out to I'm on the Edge for being a channel member for the last 2 months.
This is Sparta!
Thank you so much for supporting the channel, man. We definitely appreciate it. All right, I'm going to check back in on the poll. Damn. Only Spartan's hat? 33% say yay, 38% say nay, and 29% say nay. All right. The hat won't happen. We'll figure out a different piece of merch. That's totally fine. David V, he's got the Concept Raven. Says put a new edge on it today with the TS Prof Pioneer. No wonder that edge looks so crisp. No wonder. Good looking knife too. Dale Lane, he's got. Oh, look at that. He also has an MSI, also a 30-year version. Very nice. With the Carpenter pen. I dig it. Bluetooth blades. He's got that's a Herman Dragonfly, right? Yeah, that's the Herman Dragon. I'm terrible with the Herman models. Which pistol is that? The Wilson Combat M18 Sig Sauer P320. There it is. I read it off the barrel. I won't act like I got that the first time. That's a Sig P320 OLED attachment with the Sig Romeo red dot. I know what that is. That's a Sig Romeo red dot, right? And then of course is that blue? That's not one of the new Aggressor. It's the Harpoon Spanto XM18. Did you guys see that Hinderer recently came out with the new Aggressor blade shape? It's kind of like a mix between the Harpoon Spanto and, you know what? I'll just show you guys. How about that? Rick Hinderer knives. These have been selling out immediately every time they release. I'll just show you. I can tell you, but I'll just show you. The Aggressor. This is so aggressive. Look at that. That's mean. It's like a mix between a Harpoon Spanto and the Bowie clip point. Actually, no, that's exactly what it is. It's a Spanto Bowie. They call it the Aggressor. And these have been selling out ridiculously fast. It makes me want one. Okay. I thought I got the Hinderer thing out of my system, with the half track, with the XM18 3-inch, but no. Add it to the list, boys. I need to get one of these Aggressor 3.5-inch XM18s. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, though. Like, why? Where did that come from? It's like Rick Hinderer got up and he's like, all right, I guess we could start trying again. We've been making the same blade shapes for like the last, 15 years, but we can try something new. It's ridiculous, dude. The aggressor? Are you kidding me? I need one of those. And the problem, like, I've been keeping an eye on it. These have been selling out so damn fast. So fast. But you want to know the bigger problem is that, let's say that I do get one of these. It won't stop there because I also will end up having to get a set of scales. I would also end up having to go over here, click over here. I click over here. And then I go over here and I'd be like, you know what? Just load it up. Just load it up with where is it? Core. No, I don't want the core accessory kit. Stop it. Scales. What? These must have been special for 4th of July. Look at that. I don't generally like the whole like super American flag theme, even on a fully American made knives. But that's actually kind of cool. I like the texturized version. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter because they're already sold out. But I'd probably go with something like this. Oof. Well, not the accessory kit. I would go for. Wow, he does backspacers too? Damn it. I would probably just go for a set of the textured scales. I really like the horse head scales. I'd probably go with something like this. Yeah. Put it on the list, boys. Put it on the list. Ian says, don't let this distract you from the fact that Roll has a Praetorian and loves it unashamedly. I have no shame. I am shameless. I love that knife. It's really well made. It is, in fact, a pry bar that you can cut things with. But I do like it. It was really well made. TC Blade says, I think it's overdone sometimes. Spend it all. Do it. Don't come here if you want us to pull you back from the edge. We're not good for that. Warrior Guild says, yep, customizing my Hinderer has gotten me close to $1,000, but I love it. Look, the things we do to bring us joy, and when you compare it to like what people who collect watches spend, like we are by and large still not that bad as the watch community. Okay. The watch community is out of hand. Some might say that they're out of pocket. I'm going to let that one rest. Roman says the Eclipse Skinny Hollow Ground is fire. The Eclipse Skinny Hollow Ground. I must have missed that. Nope, not the XM18. Eclipse. There's a 3-inch Eclipse. You can tell I'm not the biggest Hinderer fan. Like, I like Hinderer knives, but I don't know a lot about them. I'm okay to admit that. There we go. Ooh, look at that. That's like a rising hollow grind. I bet that's slicey as hell. $425. They still have one available in battle green and black. That is actually really good looking. I like that. A lot of people prefer the Eclipse to the XM18. Again, I'd have to change out the scale. The whole G10 show side scale, a lot of people like it. It's not for me. It's not for me. Oh my goodness. Back to the poll. The poll has changed. 36% say yay, 36% say nay, and 28% say nay. Oh man. It's a dead tie now. We're going to end it there. We're going to end it there while my pride is still intact. Ian says, customizing your Hinderer gets you closer to $1,000, but further from getting pussy. I mean, many of us are already married, so take that as you will. Barbarian Brawny. Brawny, what's good, bro? He says, oh man, watches are insane. Don't they make you feel better, though? Like, your significant other's like, how much have you spent on knives this year? I bet it was a lot of money. And you go and you're like, it could be worse. Look how much watches cost. Like, why can't you be... The best is when the spouse says, why can't you just have, like, collect normal things, like a normal man? And then, like what? Like watches? Do we really want to go there? Do we really want to go there? Like, just remind them it could always be worse. And the women aren't any better, for the record. Women who collect things are not any better. Look up the cost of a Birkin bag and get back to me. For the cost of a Birkin bag, you could probably own an armory of Todd Begg custom knives. 100%. Birkin bags are ridiculous. Sean McLaughlin, what's up, man? Good to see you. He says, I just got an Eclipse Skinny, but I'm freaked out they sold out of the skinny Eclipse scales. Ooh. Didn't DLT have some? Hold on. And I'm positive that DLT scales are just are Rick Hinderer scales that are exclusive to DLT. Hold on. Eclipse Skinny Eclipse. Come on, scales. Nope. They will come back in stock. I guarantee it. They will come back in stock. Let's see if we can find some. All right, come on, National Knives. Hey, National Knives has the Gen 2 Eclipse. Oh, those aren't the skinny scales. And all of these are out of stock. That's not helpful. Come on. So here's what I would do, Sean. I would reach out to Hinderer on Instagram or in an email and say, hey, I just bought an Eclipse Skinny and I missed out on the titanium show scales. Could you give me a heads up or a roundabout time when you might be releasing more? Assume they're going to release more because they do. They will. They 100% will. It's just a matter of when. And then I'm willing to bet they give you a rough estimate and be like, yeah, we're planning on doing it in like the fourth quarter of 2025, right? And then you can just be prepared. That's what I would do. 100%. Ian says normal man things like project car and always getting parts in the middle. You just reminded me how expensive it is to have car projects. Car projects are expensive too. So I was just going to say that my dad restored cars and motorcycles when I was a kid. Yeah. Look, every man has his bugaboo, okay? And the sooner that our women realize that, as soon as the significant others realize that, it's just better. Ian says, what do neurotypical people collect? I have no idea. It's a great question. Jim says, my dad collected high-grade shotguns. That's awesome. Says, I guess neurotypical people collect stable finances and like a Ford The Ford Fusion is like one of the most boring cars ever. I would actually venture to say that Ford Fusions are more boring than Toyota Corollas. They've got to be. They've got to be more boring than Toyota Corollas. Louis says DLT may have scales. I didn't see them. We'll go back. Eclipse skinny scales. Come on, DLT. We need you. So if it doesn't say skinny, you can't trust it, because the scales for the skinny model are very specific. Come on. Come on. That's a crying shame. Dale says, I thought they collected government benefits. Man, someone get that man some water. That was a burn. Brawny says, my next money pit is going to be a Ford Transit van or Mercedes Sprinter. Get the Mercedes Sprinter van. Do that. All right, guys. I'm going to go back to the Discord real quick and make sure we're not missing any pocket checks. Ooh, we've got a couple more. Jim Cox has got the Rips Garage Tech lightweight scales for the MSI. Rips Garage Tech is so good and so underrated. They're so underrated. I don't care what people... Rips Garage Tech scales are awesome. I've got multiple sets. No, they didn't send them to me. I got them myself, and they are all fantastic. That looks great, Jim. I like that. Most people, when you see their MSI scales, they've got original goat. And don't get me wrong, the original goat scales look great. But it is refreshing seeing a different brand of aftermarket scales for this knife. I think that's refreshing. Ooh, Cat Scratch. He's got the North Mountain Blade Zero and Echo. What? That's a great pair. I love that. Those knives are really well done. And if you haven't seen my review on it, go watch it. The action is the best action that North Mountain Blades has produced to date. And the Sanmai on there is fantastic. It's actual Japanese traditional Sanmai, which I think is really cool. You don't see that a lot in quality knives anymore. You really, really don't. All right, so now we're all caught up on the pocket. Wait, nope, we got one more. Brawny coming in hot with the orange and black theme. You dog. Look at that. Looks great. Love it. I don't know which TCal that is. Brawny, you got to help me out, bud. That's the Urban EDC F5.5, right? Right? I think so. Welcome into Dolomite. What's up, dude? Blade Shooter says, speaking of high-grade shotguns, I bought an hand-engraved Kohler OU. You think knives are expensive? Hold my beer. Dale says, anyone get that North Mountain Blades Dwyer? Did they do a restock? I thought I saw they did a restock. Hold on. North Mountain Blade. Come on. Please. Did they do a restock? I think they did do a restock. Look at that. And we've got it in that Sanmai finish too. This one sold out the fastest? No way. Guys, I believe my discount code still works for North Mountain Blade. I believe that it does. So everybody else out there, all the other schmucks out there who don't watch my channel are probably paying full kit for this. They're probably paying the 330 or the 320 or whatever, right? Especially since that's exactly what they sell for when they go over to Knife Center, right? But if you wanted to pick one of these up, and this is not an affiliate link. This is like the same kind of code that I have for White Mountain Knives, which is to say it's just a discount code. But check this out. This is really tempting. If you do this, hold on. All right. So let's say that we wanted to buy this right now, right? Cost is $320. Check this out. RSB10, baby. RSB10, and all of a sudden you get this under $300. The Dwayne Dwyer North Mountain Blade collab is all of a sudden $288. So if you're not interested, totally fine. But a lot of people wanted these and missed out. If you're part of that crowd, do not pay full price. I have the discount code, and they've left it up for me. They never took it back. I think it was actually supposed to be a one-time thing where they were saying thank you for me reviewing their chop. I'm not complaining, but if you want one of these, you can get it for under $300. It's crazy. I am very tempted. Very tempted. Look at that. That's gorgeous. And the thing about the SLD Magic Blades that you have to understand from North Mountain Blades, like, I can't believe they don't play this up more. They should highlight the fact that they actually have these blades specifically, not the scales. The scales, they're made in China. They're upfront about that. But their Sanmai blades are made in Japan by Japanese artisans. Like, they do mention it here. They said, made by Japanese trained artisans. But they told me at point blank range in a direct message when I first collaborated with them last year, because I asked them, where are your knives made? And they told me that their Sanmai blades specifically are made in Japan. So it's not just that these are artisans who are trained, by the Japanese people. No, these are Japanese trained artisans. These blades are made in Japan. That is super cool. Nobody else is doing that. Are these truly serialized? What? I don't think they're serialized. I think what that means is that it's one of 200, not number one out of 200. So they made 200 of these. I'm really tempted, especially at $288. Damn, that's a good deal. I like that plain Jane tie too. It's not a small knife. 3.6 inch blade. It's cool. And they're still available. What are the other ones? Hiroshi Suzuki Bear Hunt fixed blade. That is aggressive. That is aggressive. Bronny says, I know a thing or two about clogged showers. Good to know. Hey, congrats, Jim. He says his Sabertooth, Monterey Bay Knives, Sabertooth is coming next week. Congrats, dude. Ian says, it's not high grade, but I want a Benelli M4 and those ain't cheap. It's too bad. If they were, they'd probably be all very hard to get. I think they're still very hard to get, and they're still not cheap. Louis says, make use. You get 1 ton version. The cool thing about Vans is that, make sure you get a 1 ton version. The cool thing about the Vans is that the turbo issue, they don't seem to get them. Car talk. I'm a car fan, but I'm coming into this conversation a little late. Hey, congrats on the new Sonora, man. This is my Sonora arrived today. Just heading home to rip open that package ASAP. Congrats. That's exciting. Plus, the stock packaging for Machine Wise is so freaking good. Can we just pause for a moment? Can we pause for a moment? Listen, if there was an award for the best packaging in the knife industry, hands down, it would have to it would have to go to Machine Wise, right? And now I say that, and I know that immediately someone's going to be like, wait, but you know what? You missed the diamond-encrusted Herman Knives case. Right? No, so far out of all the knives that I've experienced, that's the caveat that I've experienced, Machine-wise, in my opinion, has the best stock packaging. Ian says BB&M, aka the $300 Strider. Yeah. 100%, man. A lot of people forget that Strider utilized Dwayne Dwyer's designs. That's why it looks like a Strider knife, because Dwayne Dwyer's design aspect is all over the Strider company. It's all over the Strider company. So when they parted ways, it kind of, you know what? I'm just not going to get into it. It's a lot of knife community drama. For those of you who don't know about the Dwyer Strider drama days, just Google it. Cat Scratch says they are not serialized. Says mine, it says 1 out of 20. Yeah, no. It's not saying that it's number 1 of 200. It's saying that there was 200 made, and it was one of the 200 that was made. That's what they mean. But it is still cool to know just how many are out there, to know that you have only one of 200, right? Jim says machine-wise 3D prints those. Yeah, they do a really good job. Sean says, Roll, check out the new Sonora inlays released this week. Oh, really? Yeah, we're going to head over there. Hold on. There we go. Inlay diamond. What? Is that a G10 inlay? That looks like that could be G10. Why doesn't it say what the inlay is? I'm so confused. Why wouldn't it say what the inlay is? That's got to be G10. Or is that Rich Light? I'm not just looking at the inlaid ones. Look at the new milling patterns they got. That is crazy cool. S90V at 63.7. These madmen. Hold on. I just realized I don't even have the page up for you guys. I opened the tab in the wrong freaking browser. All right. This is what I was looking at, for the record. For those of you who are confused, I pulled up MachineWise in the wrong freaking browser. This is what I was talking about, though. Is that G10 or is that Richlight? It says inlay diamond, but I'm pretty sure that the diamond is just the texture pattern. What's the material for that inlay? That can't be titanium. Anyways, they also came out with new milling patterns. This is what I was talking about. Like, I haven't seen those before. That looks good. Now, that said, I do still prefer the diamond texture. This is my favorite texture pattern. I think it's honestly, it makes the most sense to me. That's my preference. But I do think it's cool that they're experimenting with some new patterns like that. That's pretty cool. They still have some available, not the inlay ones. Oh, try not to sneeze. I can't have my brain explode during the live. Okay. So they have this one, S90V at 63. Cool. Raw tie, diamond texture, perfect. 750. This one, ooh, they do have an inlay left. They do have an inlay left. Watermelon bolster. What is that freaking inlay? Is that G10? That can't be. It can't be titanium. Jim says screen share, please. I know, I screwed up. I had it on the wrong one. Oh man, I'm just looking at the chat. Listen, there's a delay. Just so you guys are aware, there's a delay. So what you're seeing, I've actually already said like 30 seconds ago. So by the time I get to your chat, it's already too late. Ed says Dwayne is a douche. I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy. Hey, Fred the Lug. What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. And shout out to Jay Korskinen.
This is Sparta!
Good to see you, dude. Welcome in. Oh, man. Welcome into Addicted to Blades as well. C. Kobe says, my resin bonded stones arrived today. I'm going to put a new polished edge on my crew card PM2. Ooh, good luck. I hope it turns out really good. I've got some knives that I want to put new edges on. Not because they're dull, but because I just want to. One of the knives that I recently put an edge on, check this out. I just recently put a fresh edge with my TS Prof on the Devo Tallboy. Yeah. Yeah, you know, the stock edge was serviceable. The TS Prof edge is elite on this knife because this is S90V at like, say, 61 to 62 Rockwell. This is one of my favorite knives in my collection. Devo Tallboy. Yeah, with the Timascus kit. Just put a fresh edge on this recently, and it's been hard to put down. It got kicked out of my pocket today by this guy. The Umnumzon said, stay in your lane. Freaking love the Umnumzon. It's a good problem to have when you've got so many good knives that compete with your pocket. Bluetooth Blade says Mojave before Sonora. I just want to own both. I have the Mojave and I love it, but I've never experienced a Sonora. And you know, like, in the interest of full transparency, MachineWise sent out, you know, samples to a bunch of channels. They didn't send one out to me. Now those channels, they still bought those, but I had reached out to them about a Sonora, and they said, "Yeah, we'll send you one. You know what? Like, you can buy it from us directly." I'm like, "Cool," and then it just never happened. So I said, "Okay, whatever." Like, when I want a knife bad enough, I'm just gonna go out and buy it. And so I bought the Mojave, and I still want a Sonora. But I want one of these. Like this, honestly, this is. And it's available. $750. $750. And I know a lot of people are like, but that's just the plain Jane version. It's perfect. It is perfect. I also kind of like the rainbow bolster. And the fact that they have S90V at 64. I bet you they went through so many belts grinding the S90V at 64. They had to. 1308. Okay, so they still got a couple with the inlays. Those, I'm so confused. There's got to be G10 inlays. Fred says, Rolls, contact me. I'll give you a break. Man, Fred's got all the hookups. On a Sonora, you'll give me a break on the Sonora? We might have to work something out. Hey, shout out to Bluetooth Blades with the $10 super. Damn.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
He says, I love my TS Prof. The Dragonfly is wanting the Cadet Pro with the Veneve Centaur stones. I just see the word Veneve. I see the word Veneve. And immediately the first thought in my head is, those sound expensive. All right. Is the screen share on? Okay, it's on. Veneve Centaur. What are these, like $100 a pop? Oh, they're not as bad as all that. $68 a pop. Still not cheap. Veneve diamond stropping paste. They're almost all sold out. Veneve industrial diamonds. Where's the Centaur stones? Where is the Centaur stones? Apparently on Amazon. Dual side bonded. Okay, I see you. 100 grit plus 240 grit. You know what? That's actually a pretty good deal because you get 2 stones. So technically that is $34.25 per stone. Technically. That's not bad at all. That's really not bad. Now this one, this one is a little more expensive, but it's also dual sided. That one is 400 or 800. And then this one is 80 plus 150. That is a coarse grit. What? 6 by 1 inch stones. I might have to get me a set of these. Just add all of them. But the stones that I've heard so much about are actually the TS Prof branded stones. They're the alpha stones, and people love these. The alpha diamonds. These are not cheap. Like, these are so freaking expensive. Look at this. Set of 7, and it's going to cost you $552. Now, it is a set of 7, and these resin stones will last you a lot longer than a lot of the less expensive stones. Set of 7 pieces, suitable up to 70 HRC. You know what that means? That means that you can use these to sharpen your Rex 121 Sage 5. That's what that means. That's what that means. $552. It's not cheap, but they will last you a long time. That's what makes these so attractive, because these are also diamond bonded. These aren't resin bonded though, are they? I don't think they're resin bonded. Diamond bearing layers on the aluminum plate. Might have to get a set of these and try them out. Warrior Guild says Devo Tallboy is amazing. I want a tie model. Mine is purple nurple. I don't necessarily need the tie model, man. Like, the purple nurple is the way to go. That's what this one is. I just put an upgraded kit on there. You know, the carbon fiber, the camo carbon fiber is superior to titanium because it has higher tensile strength. It has higher, what's it called? Specific strength. It is lightweight, much lighter. So it's an advanced material. People don't understand that. I started a Steel Snobs episode. I started writing a Steel Snobs episode about handle scale materials. So I did a bunch of research on the specific strength and the benefits of different handle scale materials. And I gotta say, like, I'll just give you guys a spoiler alert. Camo carbon fiber and fat carbon fiber is amazing. It's an amazing material. And we look at it and we go, oh, look, pretty colors. But once you start researching just how badass fat carbon and camo carbon really is, like acrylic carbon fiber or ceramic carbon fiber, it's insane. Absolutely bananas. Welcome in, Fresh. Good to see you, man. Jay says, that just means I can buy 2 sharp knives for that. A lot of people do. Blue says, the Veneve Centaur stones are super hard to get now. They don't make them anymore. What? But I see them right here on Amazon. What do you mean they're hard to get? I'm confused. That's what these are, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking at the right ones. Jim says, got the titanium version with the dress-up kit. Oh, on the Devo Tallboy? Says you can't beat the acoustics of titanium scales. I won't argue that. The acoustics on this one is pretty good though. Like, I don't know how well that translates. See Kobe. Have a good rest of your night, man. We'll catch you on the flip side, man. Blue says the TF Prof stones are worth the money. I mean, I've heard that they're really freaking good, but they're just really freaking expensive. And it's hard for me because those, like, I just want to buy more knives, but I also want them to be super sharp. Fred says, which stones would you get on Amazon of those Veneve centaurs? I don't know if you're asking me. Fresh says, wax your carbon. Yeah, you know, I've heard that you can do that. Right now, though, I've just got my lights are not conducive to showing the color very well based on where I'm holding this up. It looks better on the overhead shot. That's because I'm just like, when I lift this up, it's the light is shining directly on it, so it's not a good shot. Fresh says, missed the tall boy like 4 times. Damn. They sold out each and every time super fast. It was ridiculous. Says, my centaur stones aren't stamped. Are these can't be fakes, right? I mean, this is sold by Gritomatic. Yeah, this is sold by Gritomatic. Gritomatic's legit. Those can't be fake. Are you sure that yours weren't stamped, or maybe you just used them enough to get rid of the logo? Or maybe that was a newer / older product photo? Says, yes, asking you which stones would you get. Okay. Let's see. Which stones would you get on Amazon of those Veneve centaurs? Okay, so if I was ordering these right now, and I'm actually very, very much considering this because I like the fact that they're dual-sided, because it means that you get 2 stones, but like you get 2 stones. I really like that. I would probably go with... I'd probably go with the 400 and 800 grit. And the reason why is because 400 is a decent level of coarseness, especially since I like to do what many consider a coarse edge, which is coarse grit, then strop with a finer diamond paste, like a 1 micron or a 2 micron paste or whatever. If you want to watch a good video on this, Outdoors 55 is the man to watch. He just did a video on coarse grit edges. I didn't even realize that's what I was doing, but it's a type of edge that you can often get by doing a coarse grit followed up by a diamond stropping paste, right? I also like doing like 300, 600, then strop. I like that. I like the 400 to 800 grit combo because I could go from like 400 grit is coarse enough to cut quickly, but not so coarse that you're going to take big gouges out of your edge bevel. So I like that. I like that because that's a nice middle ground between 300 and where 300 can sometimes be a little too coarse. Like the grit size can sometimes lend to a chippier edge, especially depending upon the steel. Sometimes that larger coarse grit stone can knock out carbides out of the steel and cause chips, right? It's not a guarantee. It's just something that can happen. I like 400 and 800. That looks like a really good combo. It's probably why it's at $81, like more expensive. Granted, it does have a higher concentration of diamonds, so, do with that as you will. I would go with the 400 plus 800 grit, and I wouldn't look back. And that would be perfect because you could put that on something like a TS Prof Cadet Pro. 400, like one single slab, 400, swap it, 800, strop it, and you are good. We're just going to go over here and, oh, yeah, I'm just going to do one of those real quick. And nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Says, Rolls, check out my downdraft 80s camo on the Discord pocket check. You got it. You got it. Let's go back. Let's go back. Warrior Guild with... Man, you guys keeping it up with the pocket checks. Look at that. Warrior Guild has the ProTech Malibu with the red dragon scales. I love it, man. And then, of course, here we go. Here we go. The downdraft with the Oh, that's wild. That is freaking wild. I love it. I love how, like, fluorescent the camo carbon fiber scales are. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Both of these. I saw that they recently re-released the Dragon Scale Malibus. I'm trying to remember which site they did that on. Looks good, though. Lone Star Cowboy. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. What's up, man? He says the carry of the day is the Boker Plus Balisong Large. Very nice. Jim says I max out at 800 on grit. Yeah. I mean, you can get a really... Listen, you can get a really fine edge. Like, if you want to go down the rabbit hole of seeking the most atom-splitting, thinnest edge geometry ever, you could do that. The problem a lot of people have with edges that thin or that refined, with the scratch pattern that refined, is that oftentimes it can hinder the edge's ability to bite, for one. A more polished edge does often offer more edge retention, according to the cut test data from Pete at the Cedric and Ada channel. But if you want bite, and honestly, like, I have polished some edges to high heaven, and they look incredible. Super high polished, multiple grit progressions, like going 300, then 600, then 800, then 1,000, then 1,400, and then going into lapping films, and then after that, stropping on like a 0.25 micron stropping paste. You can chase super deep reflective edge bevels, but there's something to be said for having bite, and the more you polish and refine that edge bevel, the less bite it has, because it has less teeth. You know, the scratch patterns are not as toothy. I know you know what I'm talking about, Jim. I'm just trying to educate people. Of course. Fred, look at that. Speaking of the slim, he's got the Golden Design Works slim. I was just thinking of that knife the other day. Damn. Good looking knife. Look at that. On the road. Fred's hitting the road. Where are you going, man? He's got the Golden Design Works slim button actuated frame lock. The slim, the sub caliber. Golden Design Works doesn't miss. He says, I strop like a mofo afterwards. Cuts paper towels like nothing. I bet you it is. I bet it's stupidly bitey. Also, edge angle matters. Edge angle matters. Like, if you want to do 18 degrees per side. Some people really prefer 17. I like it between 17 and 20. 20 is a nice comfort range. 20 tells me that I have a lesser chance of chipping the edge. 18 makes it feel like I'm living on the edge and I can split atoms in half. Oh, Jim goes all the way. He goes to 17. Very nice. Yeah, the issue that I have with going directly from a super coarse to a strop is that oftentimes you end up with a burr edge, and I never really knew how to communicate what that was. Jim, if you haven't seen it, watch the Outdoor 55 video on it. It's really, really, really interesting, where he talks about what a burr edge is. Basically, you get a burr, and in the sharpening process, it gets straightened out, and it's actually a cutting edge, and it's It's crazy. It's crazy. And then my wife asks, well, why are you spending so much time in the toilet? No reason. Dolomite says 17 all day. I feel like I 17 degree edges just seem to chip on me. Blue says maybe made from a different company. Says my stones were from Gritomatic. Interesting. Joe's Garage, what's up, man? He says the dual-sided, I believe, are only 1 millimeter worth of diamond coating. That is a bummer. Straight bummer. Is it really only 1 millimeter of diamond coating? I mean, these say that they're bonded. Will it tell me in the details? 2 1 millimeter thick. You're right. It says it right here with 2 1 millimeter thick diamond bearing layers on aluminum plate. Heartbreaking. It's still not a bad price though. Fresh says, carried my Atom the other day. I should get a Neutron, probably try the frame lock, but wish they had the frag pattern available. Looks like available for liner lock at the moment. I thought they had the frag. Hold on, Fresh. Hold on. You're talking about the frame lock Neutron, right? With the frag pattern. We're going to go to Three Rivers. Extra scales, titanium scales. Titanium scale sets. Come on, frag. Neutron frag. Oh, they're out of stock. Damn it. These were in stock the other day. This is what you're talking about though, right? Guys, TRM has really stepped up their production. It used to be that they would get sold out and they would stay sold out for like months, right? Like a month, 2 months. They might have a drop somewhere in there, but they would just be constantly sold out. TRM is staying in stock. They have boosted their production. I guarantee you these frag scales will be back sooner rather than later. Guarantee it. Best way to find out when, follow them on Instagram. Do it. Yeah, no, that frag looks awesome. That is badass. Granted, I am, in fact, Neutron lizard skin. I am partial to the lizard skin. I am. They also have the fine satin. Ooh, look at that. Nerd. The Neutron lizard skin 3D. Neutron pinstripe 3D. I don't know if you guys saw this. What knives? The titanium javelin. Oh, this is their fixed blade. Yeah, throwing knife, fixed blade throwing knife. I think the bulldog. The hard part for me is that right now, what I really want to do is I want to hop over here and I just want to, make it happen, Captain, because you can pre-order, like it's a pre-order, but it's shipping in August. It's a pre-order, but it's shipping in August. This is the Revision B Bulldog. They changed the deployment hole. That looks really freaking good. And you can get it in the lizard skin contoured titanium. You can get it in the smooth titanium. I don't know why you would do that. Just put your name on one of these with the lizard skin. I'm very tempted. I said this earlier in the stream. If you come here to have us pull you back from the edge, you are in the wrong place. But this is great. This is great. They're allowing you to basically order this ahead of time. Nobody should miss on this. I don't want to hear from anyone, oh, I missed out on the Revision B Bulldog. They're all sold out now. I don't want to hear about it because you can get in on these. And it's not much of a wait time either. Like they're shipping in August? Stop it. We expect them to ship in August. Come on, guys. I know the community has been burnt on pre-orders, especially within the last 2 or 3 years. But if they're telling us that they're shipping next month and we're already like almost halfway through July, I don't know. Hey, shout out to John Blackman. He says, I ordered a Spyderco Bodacious and Spy 27 will be in on Monday. Dude, thank you so much for the $5 super. Fail. Wait, that was the wrong one. That was the wrong one. That was the wrong sound effect. I meant to do this.
Change, you filthy animal.
I've got too many sound effects. John, thank you, man. Thank you for the $5 super. Congrats on the pickup. You know, I noticed that the Spy 27 Bodacious is actually a reasonable freaking price. The S30V Bodacious released at like $275, but check this out. The Bodacious in Spy 27 is $225. And that is reasonable. That is reasonable. Spy 27, $225. This is essentially Spyderco's in-house S35 VN. That is kind of what Spy 27 is supposed to perform like. So it's Spyderco's Spy 27 is Spyderco's special blend of herbs and spices, and the people who have tested it say that it's supposed to essentially perform like S35 VN, which is a totally decent steel. 225 I feel like is fair. I saw that. When I saw that, my heart warmed. I was like, you know what? That's all right. And ooh, look, they dropped the price. Guys, they dropped the price on the regular S30V. Oh, look at that. 225. It's like, you know what? Guys, this is why it is so important that you vote with your dollars. You have to vote with your dollars and don't buy things that you think are highly overpriced just because other people are doing it. The community at large said, no, we do not want to pay $275, $280 for an S30V Bodacious, which is essentially just a shaman without a finger choil. To the point where you can put shaman scales on it. And they said no. A lot of people said, I'll wait for this knife to release in a different steel, especially at this price. This is an example of what happens when you take your money and you put it back in your pocket. If you don't buy it and they don't sell it, it will force a price drop. It will. So, metaphorically speaking, my hat's off to you guys, the community, because let's face it, 280, 275, whatever it was released at first was hogwash. You did that. I did that because I also didn't buy one of those at the higher price. And you know what? Now people can actually get this at a more fair price. Is it still high? Yes. Is it higher than, is it too high? No, I actually think that 225 on especially the Spy 27 model is more fair. 240 with the black blade. I mean, that is DLC coating, right? Yeah, DLC coated. You guys did that. That's how you vote with your dollars, or in this case, not use your dollars to vote. Abstaining can freaking work. Good work, guys. Way not to bend to the higher price point. And thank you to Spyderco for finally giving us the price that it should have been at all along. I'm a big Spyderco fan. I am. Hey, Blue, thank you, man. He says, just because for my friend Rolo. Thanks, Blue. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Lone Star says, put your dinero where you put your dinner. in my mouth hole. I don't know where you're going with that, Lone Star. That feels kind of personal. Fresh says the Bulldog is like their only crossbar knife I'm interested in. I think it might be their only crossbar knife. That might be the joke. That might be the joke. Joe says, compared to prices of other American manufacturers, dollar for dollar, the contoured lizard scale TRM cannot be beat. I've been saying this from the start. It can't be beat. It cannot. I agree 1,000,000%. I said it last year when I got my lizard skin Neutron. And that one was black DLC. That one was DLC coated, over $400. I want to say after tax was like $440. And people are like, you overpaid. The price police were hitting that video hard. Fresh says, TRM ain't burning you, fam. The good people. Shitting on the butterfly. Dude, I don't know. Like, Benchmade just needs to figure it out. Right? Like, but then again, good example. Look at Spyderco. Spyderco is also a bigger knife company. The people didn't buy it. They dropped the price. So, to all you Benchmade people out there, wouldn't you rather pay less? I'm not saying you have to hate the knife. I'm just saying, wouldn't you rather pay less? All right, guys. I've already killed the music. That's going to do it for me today. Hey, to everyone who chipped in tonight with the donations, with the memberships, thank you so much. Thank you to all the returning channel members. Thank you to everybody who keeps watching the videos. Recently, I wanted to save this till the very end for the hardcore people who stick around for the end of the live stream. Guys, recently we hit 2 million views on the freaking channel. And I'm going to tell you why that's significant. That's significant because I don't do a whole bunch of these shorts, these YouTube shorts, because the YouTube shorts, they take like 5 minutes to make and you can get thousands and thousands of views on them. And that's the cheap and dirty way to get to higher subscriber counts and higher view counts. I stopped doing that. I don't do shorts very often. And so for a channel like mine, which is 98% of my channel is regular long form content. And so for a channel like mine that does not rely on the YouTube shorts to get the views up, hitting 2 million views is a big deal. And I could not do that without you guys. So to every single one of you out there, especially the haters, looking at you, especially the haters who take the time to watch just enough of the video to leave a comment based on the title, you know who you are. Freaking super fans out there. To every single one of you, especially the haters, even the haters, thank you so much for getting the channel over 2 million views. We started doing this thing back in 2022. We're 3 years in, and I never thought that the channel would make it this far. I had a feeling like I just let the flag fly, and I did what I could to make it fun and enjoyable. And it blew me away when I got the notification that we passed the 2 million view mark. For some channels, that's not a big deal. For mine, it is. Wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you guys. That is a massive milestone, and I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. So the next live stream, now that the sappy stuff is over, the next live stream will be on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. Central, which is 7 p.m. Pacific. For all of you in the Only Spartans Discord, I'll see you soon. And for everybody else, you have a great rest of your freaking weekend. We will see you later.